Welcome to This Week in Astrology. This is episode number 677 for August 1 through 15, 2025. Saturn Sextile Uranus, Mercury turning direct, and a challenging Aquarius Full Moon highlight the first half of August. We also have a supercharged Kite with Mars, Saturn, and the Gods of Change mini Grand Trine, plus lots more. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm your host, Benjamin Bernstein. I record these forecasts as an audio podcast and a video, so take your pick. The video version includes detailed chart graphics, which you can also see in my written forecasts at astroshaman.com. Be sure to subscribe to This Week in Astrology, and if you haven't already, be sure to click the link in the show notes for 2 chances to win a free Astrology Plus session with me each month. Look for timestamps in the show notes so you can jump right to the day you want. As of August 1st, the moon is waxing. 5 planets are retrograde, including Mercury, through August 11 at 3:30 a.m. EDT, and we have 7 continuing aspect patterns. See details and links to all this in the show notes. On Friday, August 1st, relating with your higher self and increasing your financial abundance with the law of attraction are both supported by Venus square Saturn. Venus 2 degrees Cancer, Saturn 2 degrees Aries, and that's at 9:34 a.m. And the other one, Venus square Neptune, Venus 2 degrees Cancer, Neptune 2 degrees Aries, that's happening at 4:49 p.m. EDT. In relating to your higher self, Venus represents relationship. Her placement in Cancer helps you feel this divine connection in your heart. In this context, Neptune represents spiritual awakening, while Saturn represents the physical embodiment of this exquisite consciousness. Regarding financial abundance, Venus rules money. Here, Neptune represents visualization, while Saturn represents the physical manifestation of what you imagine. Venus's placement in Cancer can empower the positive emotions you feel as you fantasize your ideal financial outcome. This is important since law of attraction is most potent when you're visualizing clearly and feeling powerful, positive emotions. These opportunities represent my 2 favorite ways of using Saturn-Neptune aspects, embodied awakening and law of attraction manifestation. On Saturday, August 2nd, a double Thor's hammer that peaks today on August 2nd could challenge committed partnerships for 3 more days. It started on July 29th and ends on August 5th. Juno and Venus established the relationship theme. These aspect patterns' other planets are Pallas Athena, Saturn, and Neptune. Pallas Athena is a warrior goddess, but she also excels at strategy. What clever win-win approaches would help you heal your relationship challenges? With Pallas Athena in Aquarius, don't be afraid to think outside the box. And stay tuned for intuitive flashes to guide you. These Aquarian downloads from your higher self are the most accurate guidance a human can get. Saturn and Neptune can help you stay in embodied awakening. This flowing, harmonious state of consciousness can help you better handle relationship challenges as well as anything else. This Saturn-Neptune combo is also great for law of attraction work. By imagining your committed partnerships in their ideal form, you make it easier for the universe to create this improved reality. On Sunday, August 3rd, your ability to strategically step out as a leader or entertainer is energized by a hard rectangle that starts today on August 3rd, peaks on the 8th, and ends on the 13th. It includes the Sun, Mars, Pallas Athena, Saturn, and Neptune. The Sun is the most obvious focal point for this hard aspect pattern. It can support you as a leader or entertainer. The Sun is in Leo, which also holds these meanings. Not only that, Leo is the sign in which the Sun is dignified or most powerful. There's no end of assertiveness in this hard rectangle. Mars is the planet of masculine force, and his motto is just do it. Pallas Athena is a warrior goddess who sprang fully armored from the forehead of Zeus. Finally, Saturn and Neptune are in Aries, the sign with the same energy as Mars. Bottom line, you are massively empowered to take action. Pallas Athena is in Aquarius, which invites you to do things in your own special way. And as I've already noted twice, Saturn and Neptune work together to support law of attraction manifestation. All the aspects in this configuration are hard or semi-hard, so don't be surprised if some challenge shows up. At the same time, there's no mistaking the abundant opportunities. Fortune favors the bold. On Monday, August 4th, you can delight in supercharged learning, teaching, writing, and communication thanks to an envelope featuring Mercury. The other planets are Mars, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. This harmonious aspect pattern starts today on August 4th, peaks on the 11th, and ends on the 20th. With Mercury in Leo, your potency in communicating as a leader or entertainer also gets a massive boost. On Thursday, August 7th, relationship healing receives magical support as Venus quintiles Chiron, Venus 9 degrees Cancer, Chiron 27 degrees Aries. Venus represents relationships, while Chiron is the wounded healer. Venus's placement in Cancer can help you tune into your true feelings about a relationship. Is a relationship worth the time and energy it would take to heal it? For my insights on this, see my post, Is a Relationship Awesome, Awful, or Mixed? That is linked in the show notes. On Friday, August 8th, a hard rectangle that empowers strategic leadership started on August 3rd, peaks today on the 8th, and ends on the 13th, and I have already told you about that one. Also, on Friday, August 8th, Mars makes two potent aspects, a Mars-Uranus trine, that's Mars 1 Libra, Uranus 1 Gemini, and a Mars-Saturn opposition, Mars again at 1 degree Libra, Saturn at 1 degree Aries. Both aspects are part of a kite that peaks tomorrow. This powerhouse aspect pattern includes Mars, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. To learn more about today's Mars aspects within that larger context, stay tuned for that kite interpretation, which will come right after I discuss the full moon. On a closely related point, did you know that you have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to transform your life with an auspicious Gods of Change astrology alignment? There's a very good chance that the most auspicious window of opportunity of your entire life is happening right now, thanks to an extremely rare alignment of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Click the link in the show notes to learn more, or go to astroshaman.com/gods of change. On Saturday, August 9th, a full moon dominated by challenging aspects illuminates the sky at 3:55 a.m. That's at 17 degrees Aquarius, actually 16 degrees 59 minutes. Any Aquarius full moon is great for release or adjustment in several areas. Are you at peace with what's distinctive and unusual about yourself? How far up the pole are you flying your freak flag with others? How consistently are you following your intuitive hits? These pop-in revelations are the most reliable guidance a human can get, as I mentioned earlier. And how fully are you serving others with your special talents you most love to use? How well are you connecting with your tribe of like-minded souls? And how much are you acting in support of the greater good? This full moon has a hodgepodge of aspects, including all 4 asteroid goddesses. Rather than showing a consistent theme, this is more of a pick your favorites from the buffet scenario. Pallas Athena is tightly conjunct the moon. This can help you step into your feminine assertiveness and act with strategy, cunning, and craft. I recommend doing this so that, as much as possible, everyone comes out a winner. Pallas can also help you work out win-win solutions with diplomacy, mediation, and negotiation. With the luminaries squaring Vesta, how can you best direct your energies to selflessly support a worthy cause? The Sun and Moon also square Juno. She's the asteroid goddess of committed partnerships, which could be romantic, platonic, or business-focused. A square invites you to turn a corner. It can highlight any rough edges in these relationships. Do you have any committed partnerships that are ready for release, or that could be keepers if there's enough healing? If so, as I mentioned a moment ago, you might find my relationship post helpful. Again, that's linked in the show notes. If a committed partnership is in great shape, this square can help you elevate it to the next level of awesomeness. The moon shares tight 45-degree semi-squares with Saturn and Neptune, which are closely conjunct each other. This lets you take advantage of these special opportunities that become available when these two planets interact. I've covered these themes already, but I'll try to be brief. One is law of attraction, because Neptune rules visualization, while Saturn crystallizes these images into earthly experience. My basic law of attraction primer is linked in the show notes. And as I told you, this duo also supports embodied awakening, with Neptune representing divine union and Saturn grounding it into physical form. Most people have no idea how quick and easy embodied awakening can be. To try out for yourself, try my free embodied awakening invocation, linked in the show notes, or go to astroshaman.com/invocations. A third Saturn-Neptune potential, which I have not mentioned yet, is very much in the full moon spirit, conscious dissolution. Here, Neptune helps dissolve any structures, represented by Saturn, that have outlived their usefulness. All the full moon possibilities above and those that follow can be fired up by a tight Moon-Mars sesquare, which is 135 degrees. Mars is the planet of action, and his motto is just do it. You can also step into Mars' favorite pastimes, acting as a warrior, pioneer, sexual being, or entrepreneur. If you don't like the vibe of warrior, say one who strives for a worthy cause. I'm pairing the moon's two final aspects because they share a common theme: emotional healing. The grain goddess Ceres, also known as Demeter, is best known for her themes of harvest and abundance. But because of the severe trauma she experienced when Pluto abducted her daughter Persephone, she's also associated with shadow work. Her moon sextile can bring easier abundance and make your emotional healing easier. Chiron quintiles the moon. The wounded healer is all about healing and mentoring. His quintile can bring magical divine energy to your healing work. This aspect can also make it easier for you to give or receive healing or wisdom sharing. Earlier in this full moon interpretation, I mentioned the invocation for embodied awakening. There's another one for healing, my free healing invocation. This delegates your healing to your higher self, which can do it more quickly and easily than you might have thought possible. Again, that's linked in the show notes or at astroshaman.com/invocations. This full moon's Sabian symbol is a watchdog standing guard, protecting his master and his possessions. This image makes me think of your higher self, guardian angel, and other divine beings who watch out for you. However, their job is not to protect you from all possible challenges. They must let your human self experience the difficulties your soul needs for its growth during this incarnation. But you already have the ultimate protection, since what you really are can never be harmed or destroyed. Consciousness can take on different forms, but can never stop existing. This moves from belief to direct experience once you attain embodied awakening. This makes it a lot easier to deal with all the craziness in the world these days. It's also a comfort to know that this ultimate protection exists for all beings everywhere. This is not an excuse for apathy. The most conscious people I know are all doing what they can to make this world a better place. But it's good to know that what's happening on 3D Earth is not the whole story. From a certain point of view, all is well and will always be well. And once you have this lived experience, you can serve in the physical realm much more effectively. Also, on Saturday, August 9th, Mars is one of astrology's most dramatic catalyzers. So it galvanizes my attention when Mars fires up the Gods of Change mini Grand Trine. As you may already know, the mini Grand Trine with Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto is the most important astrology event of the decade, and it will last nearly 5 more years. It's even more powerful with Saturn as a temporary member through mid-April of 2026. Mars is opposite Saturn and Neptune and trines Uranus and Pluto. This forms a kite. This aspect pattern started on July 25th, peaks today on August 9th, and ends on August 24th. On one level, Mars adds power to what the mini Grand Trine is already doing. This multi-year aspect pattern's once-in-a-lifetime effects are unimaginably potent. If there's a major change happening on Earth, for good or ill, you can be sure that this game-changing aspect pattern is helping to fuel it. To learn more about this mini Grand Trine, click the link in the show notes or go to astroshaman.com/gods of change. At the same time, these slower planets are lighting up Mars. This supercharges your ability to act as a warrior, pioneer, sexual being, or entrepreneur. You can initiate new projects more effectively or add energy to those you've already started. With Mars in Libra, you can also pour more vitality into creative projects and important relationships. Collectively, this aspect pattern gives Mars a massive broad-spectrum power boost, but each planet interacts with Mars in unique ways. Let's break this down. Mars trine Uranus. This aspect is ideal for taking immediate action, Mars, on your intuitive hits, Uranus. Intuitive hits come directly from your higher self and, as I said, are the best guidance a human can get. This trine can also help you express your authentic self, and it can inspire you to actively serve others using your special talents you most love to use. Mars trine Pluto. The Mars-Pluto trine can help you take powerful action and radiate forcefulness and charisma. It can also help you generate more wealth. The truest wealth is whatever makes your life more wonderful and can include much more than money and material possessions. This trine can also amplify sexual energy. Mars represents primal lust, while Pluto prefers the next level ecstasy of sacred sex. Why settle for the circumscribed pleasures of the five senses when you can revel in the indescribable bliss of merging with your partner's energy body? Mars opposite Neptune. Neptune and Uranus both fuel intuition, but in different ways. Uranian intuition hits like a lightning strike, while Neptunian guidance can flow like an endless waterfall. So this Mars-Neptune opposition can flow constant guidance to you. This can let you operate in the zone, a sort of timeless autopilot where you automatically do all the right things well. You can enjoy enhanced creativity, since Neptune generates divine inspiration. This aspect also supports soul-blended sex, delightfully blending the divine consciousness of you and your partner. Mars opposite Saturn. You can enjoy greater endurance as Saturn manages and distributes Mars' raw energy. You can act with enhanced wisdom and can also recognize when non-action is best. Mars opposite Saturn and Neptune. Saturn and Neptune, currently less than 1 degree apart, have special meanings as partners. Yes, we're going to cover this briefly yet again. These meanings are energized by Mars and are also boosted because Saturn and Neptune are in Aries. This sign, ruled by Mars, carries the same meanings as the red planet. This combination energizes law of attraction work, letting you more easily manifest what you visualize. It also strongly supports physically grounded spiritual awakening, which of course you can quickly and easily experience using my free embodied awakening invocation. Conclusion. Clearly, this kite offers a myriad of tantalizing possibilities. Jump into the ones you're most eager to experience. Would you like to speed up your healing and awakening as part of an uplifting community of dedicated awakeners like you? Then check out Awakening Plus, my affordable online membership that can put your personal transformation into high gear. You can choose from about a dozen Zoom calls every month, as well as an ever-expanding archive of more than 800 events that can profoundly change your life. This extraordinary membership also gives you 24/7 community connection and personal support. You'll also benefit from 6 courses and much more to help you awaken, heal, and thrive. To find out more, click the link in the show notes or visit awakeningplus.com. That's awakeningplus.com. On August 9th and 10th, that's a Saturday and Sunday, there's a Mars-Neptune opposition, Mars, 2 degrees Libra, Neptune, 2 degrees Aries on August 9th, and a Mars-Pluto trine, Mars 2 Libra, Pluto 2 Aquarius on August 10th. I just interpreted both these aspects as part of the kite that peaked on August 9th. Next, on Monday, August 11th, Mercury turns direct at 3:30 a.m. at 4 degrees Leo, actually 4 degrees, 14 minutes. The Winged Messenger turned retrograde on July 18 at 15.5 degrees Leo. Mercury direct is a better time than Mercury retrograde for new beginnings, major purchases, and signing important contracts. However, initiation energy is even better during waxing moons. If you can wait until the new moon on August 23rd, you'll have even more wind in your sails. Mercury's retrograde was entirely within Leo, the energy of the leader or entertainer. Leo also rules children, fun, and recreation. With Mercury direct, you can more easily move from contemplation to action in these areas. Also, on Monday, August 11th, our headline event, a Saturn-Uranus sextile, that's Saturn at 1 degree Aries and Uranus at 1 degree Gemini, is one of 2025's most important aspects. It will be an orb for 15 months. Its effects began on January 11 of 2025 and lasts through April 16 of 2026. There are 3 exact sextiles. The first was on April 4th of 2025. The second one is today on August 11, and the third will be on January 19 of 2026. This sextile will be in orb again, which means close enough to connect but not quite exact, September 1 of 2026 through January 25 of 2027. Note, some of this Saturn-Uranus sextile interpretation is based on content from the book The Archetypal Universe by Ren Butler. Big thanks to Ren for letting me borrow from his magnificent astrology book, which is linked in the show notes and I highly recommend. Even though this is a soft aspect, it has both negative and positive potentials. Negative potentials. One-sided extremism can lead to unpleasant consequences. Note whether impulses to act spring from fear or life-affirming adventurousness. Tipping into negativity may result in rude awakenings and lost freedom. You could also experience unexpected problems, disruptions, or delays. Be careful not to forget your ideals. Positive potentials. Responsible and balanced freedom can be created through careful and cautious change. This might involve incremental openings and awakenings. Methodically facing problems and finding solutions can demonstrate the liberating benefits of structure and routine. Finally, when an intuitive hit calls you to action, get to work on it. An inability to hold rigid positions or stay stuck permanently can lead to working out specific karmic problems. This process can give you unexpected rewards for your pain. Death or destruction in one place can lead to rebirth elsewhere, reflected in the breakdown of outworn structures. Now here's some more Saturn-Uranus thoughts. We are now seeing all kinds of structures falling rapidly, now more than ever, governmental, business, and personal. Those dismantling the existing structures may not realize it, but they're making way for better and more conscious structures to rise. Some dark, self-serving structures are rising. This is only fair, since the forces of darkness are also players in life's great game. But as a light worker, if you see an old structure going down, you can help create a more luminous reality in its place. There is no going back to normal. Do we really want to perpetuate ever-increasing division, hostility, and dehumanization? Do we want to continue destroying the global environment we all need to survive? The only viable way forward for us humans and everything else on Earth is to create a better reality. There's one more Saturn-Uranus opportunity it's important to explore. Synchronistically, it ties into my full moon Sabian symbol interpretation, which you heard a moment ago. Transcending time and causality lets you remain undisturbed by any extreme. These are just a few of the benefits of you functioning as conscious spirit awareness while manifesting in physical form. The only way to transcend time and causality is to awaken to the part of you in a higher dimension beyond time and causality. Likewise, you overcome an obsession with external physical security by connecting with the indestructible part of you beyond the physical world. Once you experience the immortal part of you that cannot be harmed, your luminous soul, your human self relaxes. Even if your human body dies, you're guaranteed all the incarnations you need for your soul journey. Not only that, I believe the game is rigged and everybody wins. The finish line for every soul is ultimately the same, divine union. There is simply nowhere else to go. Many Awakening Plus members routinely experience these extraordinary benefits of divine consciousness. Learn how you can too by visit awakeningplus.com. I mentioned that membership earlier. Again, that's at awakeningplus.com. As if Mercury turning direct and a Saturn-Uranus sextile weren't enough for one day, we also have 3 peaking aspect patterns on Monday, August 11th, and they all focus on Mercury. This has something to do with the fact that Mercury turns direct on the 11th. A hard rectangle with Mercury, Pluto, and the lunar nodes started on July 31st, peaks today on August 11, and ends on August 19. Pluto supercharges Mercury's ability to learn, teach, write, and communicate. Pluto can also help Mercury focus on deep dive research, sacred sex, or personal transformation. Mercury in Leo can help you communicate more effectively as a leader or entertainer. The presence of the lunar nodes encourages you to do all of the above in alignment with your life purpose. Everything I just said about that hard rectangle, except the part about life purpose, also applies to a cradle peaking today. It includes Mercury, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. It started on July 31st, peaks today on August 11, and ends on August 20th. All the planets except Mercury and Saturn are part of this decade's most important aspect pattern, lasting through mid-2030, that momentous Gods of Change mini Grand Trine. Again, for more on this world-changing alignment, including temporary member Saturn, click the link in the show notes or go to astroshaman.com/gods of change. Mercury adds some extra energy to the mini Grand Trine's effects, but this cradle's main effect is to supercharge Mercury. As noted in my hard rectangle interpretation, this is an amazingly empowered time to learn, teach, write, and communicate. And with Mercury in Leo, it's a fabulous time to lead, entertain, or just have fun. Finally, an envelope that started on August 4th peaks today on the 11th and ends on the 20th. It includes Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. That's a lot of Mercury aspects coming to a head. On Tuesday, August 12th, you can enjoy more expansiveness in your relationships, creativity, and finances as Venus conjoins Jupiter at 14 Cancer. With both planets in Cancer, you can also have a more spacious heart connection with those you're close to. Since Venus and Jupiter are the two benefics of ancient astrology, this conjunction can also bring an extra measure of luck. On Thursday, August 14, today's Mercury-Mars sextile is the heart of an envelope that started on the 4th, peaked on the 11th, and continues through the 20th. This harmonious aspect pattern also includes Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. As I've been saying, it supercharges learning, teaching, writing, and communication. With Mercury and Leo again, your potency in communicating as a leader or entertainer is also massively boosted. Coming up in my August 16 to 31 forecast, we will have Uranus sextile Neptune. It's a big deal when two outer planets aspect each other. We have a Gods of Change Virgo new moon, Jupiter semi-square Uranus, a Venus Gods of Change cradle, and much more. Hope you'll join me for that. My deep dive trauma healing service is your potent opportunity for profound personal transformation. It includes 12 hours of deep dive trauma healing, spiritual awakening, and more. You can do this intensive multi-day experience online or in person, and it includes a full year of ongoing support from my Awakening Plus online membership. Click the link in the show notes to learn more, or go to astroshaman.com/deep dive. And one final message. In my breakthrough book, Instant Divine Assistance, learn how easy it can be to experience spiritual awakening within seconds just by requesting it from your higher self, quickly and permanently heal a serious challenge, even one that's caused you years of physical, emotional, or mental suffering, by delegating the work to your inner healer. Call in any kind of energy you want, anytime you want it. Heal and bless others simply by calling it in and being a hollow reed. Thrive in a new normal of harmonious living, enhanced intuition, joyous fulfillment of your responsibilities, and bliss. You can do all this and more with the Instant Divine Assistance invocations. This book gives you everything you need to master them. Plus, you get free access to guided recordings and other valuable online support that will speed up your personal evolution. For over 14 years, these invocations have dramatically improved thousands of people's lives. Isn't it time you also experienced how quick and easy spiritual awakening, healing, and so much more can be? The complete title of my #1 bestseller is Instant Divine Assistance, Your Complete Guide to Fast and Easy Spiritual Awakening, Healing, and More. It's available in 4 different formats: ebook, audiobook, paperback, and hardcover for as little as $3.99, and it's also in Kindle Unlimited. Click the link in the show notes to learn more, or go to astroshaman.com/book. Thanks for being here. Once again, I'm Benjamin Bernstein with astroshaman.com. I can serve you with astrology readings, shamanic healing, one-of-a-kind life coaching, and deep dive trauma healing. And as I mentioned, I run the Awakening Plus online membership for spiritual support. You can learn all about this and more at astroshaman.com. Please reach out if you have any questions. My email is benjamin@astroshaman.com, and my number for voice and text is 828-338-9852. I'd love to connect with you. We are wrapping up. If I have earned it, please leave me a 5-star rating, review, or comment wherever you're getting this episode to help others discover it. Thanks again for spending this time with me. I wish you infinite blessings as the stars light your way.